I'ma be honest here. If you're a die-hard One Piece fan who thinks the anime is 100% perfect, you might as well drop a spicy dislike and dip out of here, because no one or any amount of conversation is going to change my mind on what I have to say. But before I get into that, there are moments in anime where characters do a bit too much. So before I bring One Piece to the front of the classroom, I want to delve into Kuroko's basketball and Yu-Gi-Oh! For moments where characters were doing too much. And before anyone says it or thinks it, yeah, I know. What odd company to have One Piece in. But let me cook. Or just skip to the last section to hear my trash opinions about One Piece. Kuroko's basketball in its entirety has to be up there for doing a bit too much. I thought this anime would have been ass as a person who loves basketball, and would have felt that it was probably making a joke of the game. I won't lie, it was excessive. I mean, seriously, what should I have expected from a show that has high school students with godlike basketball abilities? It's anime, I should have seen this shit coming. Nevertheless, it was an entertaining watch. But there's something that always stood out and seemed even more outrageous than Midorima, shooting full court shots without needing to sacrifice his normal shooting form and always wetting that hoe. Hell, not even f***ing Steph Curry could do that shit. The show definitely has some wacky bullshit going on in it, but again, that's not my point. Having the ability to constantly shoot full court shots and make them with ease, copying whatever move you've seen done on the basketball court, making ridiculous trick shots during a game, or even having eyes that could help predict the person's movement isn't too much for a basketball anime. But this right here is.
少し切りたいと思っていたんだ。アミ君だよね。
Now tell me, what business does a show about basketball and being competitive against the best players ever have to go this far? Tell me, because I am not the sharpest shed in the tool. But in my eyes, assault and a possible attempted murder charge all over the game of basketball seems more ridiculous than all the anime bullshit that's happened in this show. Seriously, what the f are we even doing here? Out of context, you would have thought that Akashi and Kagami had some beef off the court for them to even get to this situation. Unfortunately, context makes this situation worse because they've never said a word to one another prior to this exchange. What the f is wrong with Akashi? Then he's gonna casually chop off some hair like he didn't just do some crazy shit. They really had Akashi out here looking like a battle shonen antagonist, or even a final boss in a video game. But hey, maybe he really is a battle shonen antagonist, from taking people's ankles to nearly taking out people's eyes. I know Haikyuu is the more popular anime, but painting out Oikawa to be a villain when we have this dangerous little split personality fucker over here feels wrong. Moving on to Yu-Gi-Oh though, for the life of me, I never understood why people would settle the fate of the world or petty disagreements with a Duel Monsters card game. Why does it have to be a Duel Monsters card game to stop people who are dangerous to society? Seriously. Like someone in that world could have a family of 4 hostage, someone comes along to rescue them, and the person holding the family captive could just be like, "You want them back? Well, you gotta beat me in a card game." What type of shit is that? Just shoot the person and keep it moving. Why bother indulging them in a fucking card game? One specific instance I can remember from the OG Yu-Gi-Oh anime, even though I know there are definitely wilder examples in the show that I just can't remember. But when Yugi, or rather Yami, was going up against Kaiba before they could go in Pegasus's mansion, Kaiba's bitch ass was about to lose, and needing to rescue his little brother, he forces Yugi's hand. So this manipulating asshole steps on the ledge because apparently even though the damn Yu-Gi-Oh cards are holograms, I never understood how that really worked. But anyway, the blowback from the holograms would have been enough force to push Kaiba off the ledge. Yami, being about that action, says f all of that and attacks anyway. But then Yugi gets full control again and he calls off the attack. Yeah, Yugi left his Celtic guardian out in the cold with his stick in his hand, just to get blasted to smithereens. Kinda disrespectful to his mans, but yeah, that hologram looked disappointed as hell. My point is, this is stupid as hell. Why go to these lengths to win a card game only to go inside and play another damn card game? The way people go about dishing out their own justice in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh is different. Imagine for every charge a criminal gets, they just need to win a damn card game to get that charge dropped. Sounds stupid, doesn't it? Well, yeah, that's how I feel about the damn logic in this show. Back to Kaiba though. What if Yami went through and won the match and Kaiba did indeed fall off the ledge? Now he's dead, and he can't get his brother back, so that means he's just stuck. What's wrong with living to fight another day? You see, this is where Bandit Keith is a real one, but forget all of that for a sec. The man had a gun on standby. A stupid card game to make someone go through on their promise, just threaten their life. I mean, generally, that is the faster way to do it. I would ask how Pegasus had nobody search any of the contestants who made it this far, you know, for safety reasons. But I can't expect people in the show who use card games to determine justice to search people to prevent them from shooting up a damn tournament. God. Now that I'm thinking about it, there were some elaborate traps and ways of sending someone to the Shadow Realm. And I'ma sound like a broken record here, but why let that be contingent on a card game? Just do it. Skip the whole card game aspect and do the evil bullshit off rip instead of waiting to do it after you win. Okay, now with the warm-up out of the way, I already know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, because this is pretty much me calling out the One Piece anime on doing a bit too much, but that's fine. What I'm about to say, I know has been said a bunch already, but f it, I didn't get to say it yet. Let me also say that I really enjoy the One Piece anime, even though I've taken about a year hiatus away from it. But I'm about to pick up where I left off, which was somewhere pretty deep into Wano. Is it Wano or Wano? God, it's been so long, I don't even remember. But trust me, I wouldn't be over 1,000 episodes deep if I didn't enjoy the anime. Now, while this isn't done all the time, it's ridiculous when it does happen. And some can say just fast forward. Trust me, I do. But I shouldn't have to. Counting the opening and the long recap, we're 5 minutes and 3 seconds deep into the episode for an opening and recap. That is nuts. I don't care what anyone says. Again, it doesn't always happen, and occasionally it does happen in other animes. And I get that One Piece doesn't have any more EDs, so that means that they have a longer opening, which means it should be no longer than 3 minutes if we're being honest here. A recap could be up to like, what, 30 seconds? I think that's a reasonable amount. So that should leave the opening at about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But a recap shouldn't be 2 f***ing minutes long. Yeah, the fast forward button is an easy solution for the unnecessarily long openings, but sometimes it's the unnecessary shit in between scenes. And that's that shit that made me step away from Wano for over a year. There's no reasons why anyone should have to hold the remote in their hand to fast forward or even play the anime at what, 1.5 times speed? And all because of the drawn out bullshit and padding? That shouldn't be a part of any watching experience. Back to the long ass opening though. If there was like a break in the anime for 2 months, then I would completely understand. Hell, I'll even excuse 4 weeks to refresh people's memories. It's like they don't trust their audience to remember what literally happened an episode ago. But I know that's not the case. The truth is they need to fill up that half-an-hour time slot. So as a result, you get long ass openings like this with drawn out moments that have no significance to the story. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it's still noticeable. And because it's noticeable, it becomes distracting. Now this example here is just petty, but One Piece does have a bunch of these moments that are drawn out. Usually these moments can sometimes serve as tension builders, but even then they're dragged out in One Piece for the sake of filling up the runtime for an episode, just so that they don't adapt too much of the damn manga. Now hey, if I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry for making the assumption. I have no idea how many chapters are adapted for an average episode, so if you want to let me know, go ahead. But yeah, 25 fucking seconds for a transponder snail to be ringing? Leading up to this, Doflamingo pretty much has Law subdued, and you get shots of both of their faces, with Doflamingo slowly approaching Law on some regular tension building shit. But did we seriously need to halt the scene from progressing with an extra 25 seconds up the fucking snail ringing? My phone doesn't even ring that long when I'm ducking a call. I'm not saying the snail shouldn't have rang, but to just have it ring for 25 seconds when Doflamingo was gonna pick it up anyway irks me in a way I'm unable to explain. Again, I know this one moment is petty, but when you have a long ass arc with pacing like Dressrosa did, shit tends to add up and annoy you. At least for me anyway. During the Skypiea arc, I absolutely hated how Enel was supposed to be someone who killed whoever came into contact with his lightning, only for him to not catch a single body against the Straw Hats. Obviously, Luffy surviving since he's rubber makes sense, but I'm sorry, no one else should be alive. Alright, I'm not gonna say no one, but still, how the hell did everyone just have such high resistance to survive? Did they all just stock up on lightning resistance potions off screen? Enel was strong, but not strong enough to kill off anyone worth giving a damn about. Excluding the pacing at times, this is my main beef with One Piece and why after Skypiea, I no longer believed in the stakes. No one in the main crew is ever gonna die. I know everyone and their grandmother have echoed these same sentiments. My thing is, why not keep characters away from situations where they'd clearly die in? And this isn't just something that only happens in One Piece. I'm talking about every piece of media that does this for shock. Once you involve characters and shit like this happens where they all survive, it makes it less believable and kills any tension moving forward because we know despite whatever happens to the characters, they're gonna make it out on the other side A-okay. And the real shitty part about this is when a character actually does end up dying, it might not even hit as hard. Sure, I'll be a bit shocked in the moment, yeah, but then I'm gonna go back to all of the other times that the character should have previously have been killed off and ask why they're dead now. And before someone brings up Marineford, I am primarily talking about the Straw Hats here. As for Enel though, I went from f***ing with him to thinking he wasn't shit. You know, it's funny how the last time I went off in a rant, it was actually about how filler isn't so much of a bad thing. And now I'm in this rant and I'm shitting on scenes being dragged out and all the padding that's happening, when I know some would say filler is a form of padding. So let me admit that I'm all for slower moments to develop and expand on world building, as well as taking the time to build on character dynamics and finding more reasons to grow attached. But my beef is when shots are dragged on for way too long. The obscenely long distances where it feels like characters are running for episodes upon episodes at a time, constantly having to hear goofy ass laughs several times within a single fucking scene. Okay, that last one kinda grew on me, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, the constant shots of the background characters who always get off a quick line or two of some empty ass words, along with their stupid ass reactions. Bro, I don't need to keep seeing that sort of orangutan bullshit. This kind of reminds me in Dragon Ball when they cut to those on the sideline to hear some basic ass breakdown that is already self-explanatory. Them being in disbelief with the IE ass face or them sucking off Goku or whatever other bullshit. Like Roshi asking Krillin if he's keeping up with the fight, just for Krillin to respond with, "Nah, OG, I'm washed just like you." As if I fucking care if their eyes can keep up with the speed of the fight. Yo, unless the sideline characters are gonna talk of something of substance or something of significance in a battle that no one would know, go back to the damn fight and stop ruining the damn flow. I don't need sideline characters' commentary, just like I don't need background characters with their dumbass shocked expressions every time some shit is about to go down. I guess to be fair, this is more of a gripe of mine with anime in general. Kuroko is guilty of the same exact thing, but One Piece is definitely one of the kings of it, and might even be at the top. Anyway, whatever arc the anime is on now, I'd be foolish to expect things to be different. But whatever, man. I've been waiting for far too long and I got that itch to get back into it. Or damn, maybe I gotta check out this One Piece thing and see what it's hitting for. No lie, I could only imagine what One Piece did for Dressrosa. I guess the whole point of this mini rant is that I don't even care about rushing to be caught up to One Piece. I just want the watching experience to be better. That's all, man.